Good evening, ladies. Good evening. Good night. It is Saturday. It's check-in day. Just want to check in with you to see how your week of taking responsibility, taking ownership, and accountability has gone. If you are just joining me, my name is Candy Grant. I am the one that is absolutely most passionate about the growth and the development of your family and mine. And the way for us to do that is to strengthen the foundation between the communication between you and your husband. How did it go, ladies? Feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know what challenges you may be running up against. I figure on checkpoint day today that we've touched on perspective and we have touched on this week responsibility and accountability. And where I want to be sure we are coming from when we are being accountable is from a place of power and not from a place of resentment or powerlessness or victim mentality. I want to be sure that we are coming from a place of power. And let's discuss what I mean by that. When I'm saying to be accountable for something, what I don't want you to do is to place judgment on yourself. Oh, here I go again. I'm being blamed for something else. This conversation didn't go well. Here we go again. What did I do wrong? I don't want you to come from a place of powerlessness because that's what that is. Where I want you to come from is a place of power. And in order to come from a place of power, that level of accountability has to start with just knowing it's just to acknowledge what has taken place. Okay, this conversation did not go well, and I own it. Let me reflect and realize what have I learned from it not going well, and how can I move forward to make changes the next time this conversation goes around. How can I utilize my words or the lack of using my words to make this conversation more effective between me and my husband? Now, primarily, I'm talking to us ladies over 40. Doesn't mean I can't help or we can't help. We can't discuss things that are going in someone's life that's older or younger. But us 80s babies, you remember when we were in elementary school and the report cards that you used to receive, there was a grade side and then you had a behavior side. Well, in my home, good grades was a requirement. There was no exception. So I always got good grades. And on that behavior side, they use the letters G's and N. G meant good, N means need improvement. Well, there was one particular behavior that I always got an N in, and that was speak at appropriate times. When I was in elementary school, I was that kid that talked too much in class, and I'd always get in trouble for talking too much. There was one time that we were told it's silent time to make no noises, no talking, period. And the student in front of me dropped some things out of her backpack and she didn't realize it. So I tapped on the shoulder and I was like, "You dropped something." And the teacher looked and she saw my mouth moving. Now, granted, I'm already known I'm talking too much in class. So, I'm really in trouble now. 80s babies, at least the ones I knew, you could not tell your mother, your father, that an adult was saying something about you that wasn't true. That was unheard of. No, you can't do that. So when I got the letter home that I was talking in class and being disruptive, that's what was described as what I was doing. Um, how do you come back from that? My mother did not want to hear my explanation on Well, Mom, I wasn't being disruptive. I was just telling my friend in front of me that she dropped some stuff out of her backpack that she didn't realize she dropped. How differently would that situation have gone if I owned it and say, you know what? I was speaking when I wasn't supposed to be speaking, because we had already been told it was silent time and you were not to be talking under any circumstances. Class was not over. It's not like it was the end of the day. It's not as if we were leaving the classroom and I couldn't tell her later at a more appropriate time that she dropped something out of her backpack. At the end of the day, I was speaking at an inappropriate time. Well, I'm in elementary school at that time. So, of course, my level of accountability is little to none. But now, fast forward, I understand that being able to acknowledge what I have or have not done to be able to change a situation gives me power. Not because I'm going to ridicule myself, not because I'm going to judge myself, not because I'm going to put myself down, but because I can say, you know what? I did do that. I'm going to own it. Let me see what I can do differently to move this thing in the direction so that we go forward. That's power. Give yourself that power. Empower yourself to have that power. Give yourself the permission to have that power, to acknowledge what needs to be acknowledged, not judged, not put down, not ridiculed, to change what you can change. So that situation is now turned around. And the next time you have that conversation, the next time the teacher says it's silent time, it's quiet time, I know, don't talk at that point in time. Find another appropriate time to have the discussion. You drop something out of your backpack, because doing silent time is not that appropriate time. You choose to do it during silent time, there are consequences. Accountability, ladies, gives us power. It does not make us powerless. It gives us the power to move the needle forward so that we can make communication more effective in the foundations of our marriage. I hope you've enjoyed this check-in time. Monday morning will be here before we know it. I'll see you Monday morning for our Monday morning movement. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love you, ladies.